Russell Wilson is finally receiving love after he posted a video of Little Future getting shooting lessons from Steph Curry. Now, Russell wrote in the caption, "Best shooting coach in the world. Believe it, believe it. Grateful, hashtag proud dad." One person wrote, "No cap. He's been there through it all. If that doesn't make you a dad, I don't know what it will. He's not a stepfather. He's the father that stepped up." Another person wrote, "Man, Future owes this man everything. Got your son shooting lessons from the best shooter ever and lives with one of the greatest QBs of his time. This kid is set up for success." What are your thoughts on this, Al? What do you think?
Oh, Claudia, you know how I feel about Russell Wilson and this young man and stepping into the space of being his father. I think the positive here is Baby Future is lucky because he has two very successful black men in his life that are going to make sure that he's taken care of for the rest of his life. And that's wonderful to see. Now, if I want to be technical, though, and respectful to the biological father, then he should have captioned it correctly. You are the stepfather. Sorry, I know that you may feel like you stepped up into a space when the real father wasn't there, and you may have done that. But at the same time, you're still not that young man's father. You're his stepfather, and it's okay to be an awesome stepfather. I've been following this young lady named Naja Hall. Everybody, she gives classes on how to be the perfect step parent, even when they're absent fathers. And the one thing that she shares in all of her psychology of coaching is that you always have to respect the biological parent, whether they're absent or not, because it creates a message and a undercurrent in the person, in the child's mind. And you can't ever trump who the biological father or mother is. So that's where I stand with that. Still love Russell, but Russell, you can do better in showing Future a little bit of respect on being the biological father of Baby Future.
Mo, do you agree or disagree?
I am torn now. I mean, Al, that was great. And I would say that there has to be that level of respect between, the stepfather and the father, especially because Future still is alive. It's one thing if he would have been passed and gone and then you stepped up and continued. But I feel that because Future is still with us, he is still a part of his son's life. I do feel that listening now, maybe some of the language could be, but I mean, I don't know. I'm torn. And my dad really wasn't there. My dad wasn't there. And I did have a step that did kind of step up in ways. So I did call my stepfather dad and looked at him as one in a sense. So I don't know. You say that it creates that discord or a little bit. Like I can kind of understand it because I did resent my father at a point. So I could see that.
I tend to go by reality and how if I'm really like there's idealism of what it should be, and that is admirable, and I think that is a way to aspire to. And I would 100% agree with you, Al, if it was anyone but Future. But once this man said, "I'll never let a bitch dress me," talking about the mother of his child, talking about Sierra and Russell, I was like, eh. Then he made another song saying, "Fuck Russell Wilson, the man who is with your son a lot." And I just felt like Future kind of brings some of this upon himself and allows that to be open. Yeah, I do agree the biological should always get like some kind of, they should be in the number one position. But what do you do with a biological father who chooses to not really do the work? Because you know damn well Future's one of them Instagram dads. If he's with his kids, he's going to post a picture. And yet we never see it. And I wish Future would take it upon himself and stop thinking about this as a competition with Russell and get back and just be like, you know what? I see him doing that. I can do it better. And that's my son. Let me go claim my son. So if he did his job, he would actually make Russell look stupid.
I would give you that. I would give you that. If he would be like, you know what? If they were almost at that like Best Dads, whatever that little dumb movie was from the 90s or the 2000s, like where the stepfathers were competing or dads were competing, I feel like that would be, I do think that Future should step up in that way. Claudia, that's good. Write a book, girl.
Well, I have some experience in the area of absentee fathers. So I'm just looking at it from the kid's point of view and like, Future, little baby Future is lucky to have someone that cares that much about someone that's not even his blood. And I would like for Future, based on what piggyback up Al, I would love for Big Future to actually take the initiative, because there's only a big gap there for Russell to do this because Future created that gap, that void.